Okay, almost ready to go here. All right, let's start this morning with the 6-4 and the review. I'll go through questions on that, and then I will go through the assignment and give you the answers to the assignment. Okay? Anybody have a suggestion where to start on? Try and straighten this out for you. Okay. Any suggestions where to start on the review or 6.4?
Could you do number 5 on page 275, please? That's the review.
Yeah, you bet. Okay. So.
I'm just kind of getting confused again with like the lowest common denominator thing.
Okay, no worries. So this would be x minus 6x plus 6, right?
Yeah.
And then this would be 1 over x plus 6, just like that, right? So do you use the bubbles at all? Or have you used the bubbles?
I didn't really use, I don't know.
Okay.
I never really used the bubbles, I don't think. I think I just kind of.
Okay, so here's what I would do. All right, let's look at this right now. And looking at, if I just compare these two, all right, my denominator for these two would be 4x, x minus 6x plus 6. Agreed?
Yeah, okay. I think maybe because I wasn't factoring the bottom two, that's what was confusing.
That's essential. You have to factor the bottom ones, and then I take each individual piece of the bottom and I make sure that they are in there. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So that's it. That's the answer, to be honest with you. Because x is already in here and x plus 6 is already as a part of the denominator. So there's nothing this denominator can offer us in here that's not already there.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. All right. Anybody else this morning want to chime in on any of the questions from chapter 6?
I have a question for, it's in the review.
Yeah.
Question 4. So I've gone through the question or whatever, and then I end up with x plus 4, x plus 3 over 5, x minus 2. Do I need to simplify that anymore?
No.
Or just leave it like that?
No, leave it like that. There's a few of you that multiply these things out. I never multiply them out. Leave them in their very base terms. That's the correct way of doing factoring. As far like you're reducing fractions to their smallest. So I would leave it as is for that question for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Anything else from chapter 6? Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through the assignment with you. I will be adding in the marks. I've still got a few more that I got yesterday that I didn't get a chance to mark, but I'll put the marks on. You'll notice that the marks will all be put in there, and if it wasn't greater than the last mark you had, then I just exempt it, but it'll still be added in there. Okay, so first one is okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is factor down what I need to. So when I factor this down, this gives me p minus 3, p plus 3 over 18 times. 12p stays as is. Now here's the thing. I have a 3 minus p and I have a p minus 3. So at some point I need to factor out, okay, a -1. So I'm going to take the -1 out of here for now. That changes this to p minus 3. Okay? So now that I've done that, now I can reduce my fractions. So p minus 3, p minus 3. Those are done. Can't do anything else there. 12 over 18. Well, 6 goes into both of them. I have to reduce that guy. All right? So 6 goes into here twice. 6 goes in here 3 times. And I've now finished and gone as small as I possibly can. So I've got 2p times p plus 3 over -3 in the bottom. And it doesn't matter where you put the -3. It doesn't matter where you put the negative. The negative can be down here. You could set it up there in front. It doesn't matter as long as you only have one of them. And then, of course, p can't equal 3. So there's your first solution. Okay. Now, there were a few of you that multiplied it through. I'm okay with it, but I would really prefer you don't do it. I know your workbook does it, but again, I'm trying to break these down into their smallest components. So to me, by multiplying it through, it's no longer in my smallest component. That's as small as it gets. Okay? All right, the next one. Okay, so the next one we have to break it down to its smallest components by factoring, plus because it's a division here, since it's a division, I'm going to multiply by that reciprocal, right? So this guy breaks down 2b minus 1, b minus 1. The factors of 2b squared, sorry, I'll stand in the camera. The factors of 2b squared, okay, are 2b and 1b. The factors of 1 are 1 and 1. I see that it's a negative here. That means that they both have to be negatives there. B squared subtract b. Factor the b out. Flip this fraction. And take a 3 out of here. Okay? So my non-permissibles at this point are 0, 1, and 1/2. Those are my 3 non-permissibles. 0's already in here, 0's there. 1 can't be in here, and 1/2 can't be in there. So those are the non-permissible values. All right? So on this one, it would be 2b minus 1 can equal 0. 2b cannot equal 1. B cannot equal 1 divided by 2. Okay, that's how I get a half here. Now, once I've done my non-permissibles, let's start canceling out tops and bottoms. Okay? 2b minus 1, 2b minus 1. B minus 1, b minus 1. I have b squared up here. I'm going to cancel with 1b down there. So what am I left with? I'm left with b over 3. Okay. All right, give you a second. Okay, the next one. I'm going to reciprocate first. Okay, so I've reciprocated. There's no factoring that's involved here. A can equal 0, B can equal 0, and C cannot equal 0. If any of those values are zeros, I would end up with an undefined value there. So my three restrictions are A, B, and C can't equal 0. So the next thing that I do, now you can do this whatever way you want. I'll do this twice. The first way I'm going to run through is I'll multiply everything on the top and then multiply everything on the bottom, then cancel. The second time I'm going to run through it, I'm going to cancel first. So I have 15 times 2, which is 30. 30 times 8 is 240. A, B, C on top. On the bottom, 5 times 20 is 100, times 3 is 300. And I have an A, B times a B, which is a B squared, and a C squared on the bottom. And that's fine. If that's what you want to work with, that's all right. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. 240 divided by 300. Okay? So that's 24 over 30, which would mean that's 6 4/5. Okay? So I have 4. A cancels, A cancels. B cancels with 1 on the bottom. C cancels with 1 on the bottom. I am left with 4 over 5 B, C, where A can equal 0, B can equal 0, and C can equal 0. All right, 240 divided by 300. 60 goes into that 4 times, 60 goes into that 5 times. The A's cancel. B over B squared leaves me with B on the bottom. C over C squared leaves me with C on the bottom as well. So for four marks, you need to have all of this as part of your answer. All right. So if I was doing this, I might cancel earlier. I said I would do that earlier. So I see that, all right, I've got 3 and 15, that's 5. 2 and 20 leaves me with 10. Okay, 5 and 5 get canceled out. 8 leaves me with 4 and 5 down here. So I've got that as 4 over 5. I know that. A cancels with A. 1B cancels. C cancels with C squared. I'm left with BC on the bottom. That's also okay. That's more likely the way I would have done it. But this actually looks a little neater this way. The only thing is then you have to find out what the greatest common factor between 240 and 300 is. But either way, we still end up with the same thing. And again, my non-permissibles have to be in there. Okay. right, simplify each rational expression, express it in lowest terms. So x squared minus 9, x minus 3x plus 3. On the bottom, if I take an x out, it's going to leave me with 3 minus x. So again, it is not the same as x minus 3. So I'm going to factor out a negative x. That leaves me with x minus 3 on the bottom as well. All right. Now I cancel x plus 3 over negative x. X can equal 0 and 3. That one was a little bit simpler than the previous one. Okay. The final one, 4x squared y over 3z times 5z to the 4th over 6x4y squared. All right. So again, it's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to multiply across the top, then multiply across the bottom. So that gives me 4x squared y z to the 4th. That gives me 20 x squared y z to the 4th on top. On the bottom, I have 18 x to the 4th y squared z. So that's multiplying it out. 20 over 18 is 10 over 9, both divisible by 2. X squared over x to the 4th leaves me with x squared on the bottom. A y on the bottom because that cancels. And z to the 3rd on top. X, y, z can't equal 0. Okay. All right. So that pretty much wraps up chapter 6. So what I think I'm going to do is when I get off here, I will post another assignment. It'll be a similar sized assignment. I'll see if I can pull that together before 10 o'clock and get it to you. Again, the majority of you, you guys are great. I'm tooting your horn. Austin, see if your dad can use a PDF next time. But the rest of you are all using PDFs. It makes my life so much easier to mark because they come in and I can print them off all as one. So that really helps a lot if you're using PDF files. All right. Anybody need any assistance in anything else today? That pretty much covers all I wanted to get done today. So what I'll do is I'll send you out an assignment this morning. I will, I think the only way I can do this, that OneDrive just did not, I was hoping it'd be like Dropbox where I could just, but it's not working and I have to see somebody about helping me with that. So if I can get that fixed in the next week or so, we'll do that. But right now it works. This is working better. I'll post on Edmodo your assignment the same way I did the last one. To me, that works way better. Most of you are able to copy them as PDFs and send them back. So that's about it. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns this morning?
When do you want the assignment handed in by?
Well, probably Friday-ish, I would think. Which is going to mean you're probably not going to get another one this week, because we'll do chapter 7. We'll do chapter 7 tomorrow. We'll start it, and then we'll start chapter 7 tomorrow. Sorry, I'm just checking out who's all with me here. We'll do chapter 7 tomorrow. We'll get it started. We'll do 7-1 and probably maybe even 7-2 by Friday. We'll see. No, I'll just probably do 7-1 tomorrow. Work through it tomorrow and Friday. What do we got left here? We've got, I think there's 9 chapters. Yeah. So I think our pacing has been pretty good, to the point where we should finish this up with no problems at all. So I'm just going to make sure that we get a grasp on this and do well. Okay. Other questions? Sorry, I'm rambling. I don't like it. Questions, comments? What?
When you gave us like a thing to take home, it was like a homework assignment. Does that count as an assignment or a test?
They'll all go in as I think they all go in as classwork, Amron.
This is just the previous one though, because I tried texting to you before, but I don't think you understood because you kept saying it was a test. But it was just an assignment that we were able to take home and then bring to you the next day.
Yeah, but that one didn't have that mark was better than what your average was.
No, it was an 80, and then you excluded my 85 instead of the one that I wanted you to. So I was just kind of confused.
Well, I can't get rid of tests. Like
it wasn't a test though. It was an assignment. It says a homework assignment, like on Power School. It's labeled as a homework assignment.
That was right before break though, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's
because I noticed it dropped my mark 1% or whatever.
Well, lucky for you, you can only go up from here, so it's probably not going to affect it.
But it would just bring it up just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll look. No guarantees.
Yeah, because it's labeled as a homework assignment.
Okay, but it was a test though, right?
If you're looking at hers, mine's an 82. Wink, wink.
Huh. You guys are, how can you guys even beg for marks right now? The worst you could possibly do.
I wasn't going to, but
it can only get better. You can't go backwards. Like, this is the best case scenario. So all you gotta do is hand in these assignments, get your 90s, and it'll be over 90. How about that?
Fine.
Fine. All right, you guys have any other questions? We're okay?
Let's take a look into it.
I already looked into it. I'll look into it again very, very quickly. Anyways, I'll put those other marks on. I've got to mark a few of them this morning. I got a few things to do by 10 o'clock, but I'll try and get you guys all cleaned up by 10. You'll see where your marks were at, whether or not it helped your mark by 1% or it just got exempt, okay? So today, get that assignment from me this morning. I'll try and get that done in the next 10 minutes if I have a copy of one that I want to fix up. Other than that, we start chapter 7 tomorrow, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, have a good day, everybody.
You too. You too. Bye.